Hello, Facebook fans and YouTube fans of DX Engineering. It's time for Tuesdays with Tim and Jeff. And today we have two special guests with us. It's Michael, W8CI, and the Hamvention chair, Rick, WS8G. Hi, guys. And let's start with you, Michael. How are things going?
I am really excited about it. I know that people know I'm excited about Hamvention anyway, but I will tell you that ticket sales are very brisk. Vendors are flocking back to it. The community is really excited about things, and there's been improvements made at the Expo Center, and they're totally on our side, working with us, and just tremendous amount of work happening. We're excited. We're excited after coming back from Hamcation. Rick and I were both down there. What a fabulous event that was. And, it was good to see that they were successful. If they're successful, then we can all be successful in amateur radio. Yeah, we feel at Hamvention, if you're not there this year, you're going to miss out.
Now, the Dayton Hamvention is such a tremendous event. And Rick, I want to go over to you for your leadership and your comments. And this is going to be a great year.
Oh man, this is we've been waiting through 2 years to be able to come up here to Hamvention again. It's going to be wonderful. I was very excited down in Orlando to see how well that they did, to see large groups of people that we'd known, and Hamvention is all of that plus more. With a huge group of people that I haven't seen personally for 2 years. It's going to be great to see everybody. Our whole group of volunteers is really working hard toward Hamvention 2022, which will be the 20th to the 22nd of 2022. And the chairs have been just working very, very hard to be able to get everything to come together. The pandemic looks like most places in the United States, it's waning, and this is going to be really great. I do have an announcement that perhaps people would be interested in, and that is the logo for Hamvention 2022 has now, and right now, publicly being announced. If we can go ahead and add that up here to the screen.
Yeah, Katie, if you can put that up. And look at that.
So Hamvention 2022 is the 70th 70 years since the first Hamvention in 1952 in Dayton, and this is known as the reunion. Last year we were hoping to have the gathering, but this year is the reunion of all of those many people that we enjoy seeing every Hamvention. And in the same way that this time that at a high school or a college reunion, you may not know exactly who's going to make it and who's not. This year, everybody's going to be there, and we're going to be able to enjoy that, Tim. It's just fantastic to get back to Hamvention again. Back to you, Tim.
Yeah, and Rick, let's talk about some of the committee work and the meetings that are going on all the time. Just a whole lot of work that goes into Hamvention. You want to talk about that, Rick?
Sure, briefly. Well, first of all, it's worth noting that all of the people that run Hamvention, all of them, are volunteers. I'm a volunteer. Michael's a volunteer. And many of the members of the Dayton Amateur Radio Association are on our committees and are all volunteers. There's a group of about 40 committee chairmen and co-chairmen that run about 30 committees that run Hamvention, and we've been meeting monthly since September to make sure all of this happens. Now Hamvention is 12 weeks and a couple days away, and we are just working about as fast and as hard as we can to make all of this happen. We're working out systems to welcome our international volunteers, as many as can travel to the United States. We are, again, working on making sure that the golf carts are okay and the forums have great speakers. The awards are going to be distributed to great people that are being nominated. In general, it's just emergency communications, the inside exhibits, the flea market. All of that is going to be just great again. Go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, you know, Rick, you are a doctor, and you are the chairman of the largest hamfest in the world. And give us your insight on how you feel about, you know, COVID and what's going on. And it's just so good to have a doctor that is running the show.
Well, I think that there were some things fortunate about me being selected back 6 years ago or so to start working toward this show. We had no idea that COVID or any other pandemic was going to happen at that time. But my training has helped with this. I've been involved with public health for 30 years, and it's really been useful to try to think what was going to happen. We really thought that we were going to be able to have last year's Hamvention because the immunizations were starting to come out, but they were delayed a little bit too far, and that didn't work. At this point, the pandemic seems to have about been played out by the latest round of Omicron, which fortunately was much less severe for most people, and people that hadn't gotten immunized almost all got the virus. In fact, a bunch of us that had been immunized went ahead and had a positive test for COVID as well. And that has basically stopped the present group of people getting infected. In the state of Ohio, where we did have 20 or 30,000 new COVID tests positive per day, we're now down to less than 1,000. We had 7,000 people in the hospital. We now have about 1,500 people in the hospital. It's just a much easier to control pandemic that I think is continuing to fizzle its way out over the next couple months. Go ahead.
Well, that's really great news, Rick. And we're going to go back to Michael here in a minute. We've got 2 Echo 0 Radio Echo is on. Also Kilo Bravo 8 Bravo Kilo Alpha, and Papa Echo 2 Kilo says thanks for 3 times in the ARLCW contest. And John says looking forward to Hamvention. Was great to see you in Orlando. Thanks for taking a few minutes to catch up. It was a fun time. November Juliet 4 Zulu. So it was great to see John down there, and also Mike 0 Kilo Papa Delta, Stroke Mobile, big hello from England, and Rob in the spaceship, great guy, and also Yankee Sierra 1 Juliet Fox Echo is on with us, and WA4 Mike Oscar Mike. Good afternoon, Tim, Michael, and Rick. Looking forward to attending Hamvention, and he's coming from Kentucky, and Mark. K3LR operator, Mike 0 Delta X-Ray Radio. I really hope to make my 7th Hamvention. And greetings from Norway, Lima Alpha 9, Juliet Radio Alpha. And wishing us the best. And let's see here. Looking for other call signs. We've got, let's see, Bob the Traveler, WD8NVN. What are the perks for folks who want to be a volunteer? Michael, you want to talk about that? Bob the Traveler, he's always looking to volunteer.
Well, first off, I want to say hello to everyone who's checked in and all our friends all over the world, and really looking forward to seeing everybody. And I want to thank you, Tim and Katie, and all the people in the background that do this program and get this word out for not only Hamvention, but so many great things that you do and for Amateur Radio. So I wanted to be sure to thank you. And I thank all the people that are out there watching and making comments. And if you want to volunteer, you go to our hamvention.org website, which is www.hamvention.org. And I believe there's a section in there for volunteers. and you click on that, put your information in, and we will, if we can use you, we definitely will, because we do have volunteers from all over the world, and we're always looking to add more to it. So I would do that if you're interested. And we're, it's a big operation, and it's not. And what are the perks? You'll see all that at hamvention.org, and you get to meet Rick probably. That's a pretty big perk.
That's the perk.
and yeah, we're really glad to have Rick as a general chairman this year. And so with that, let me turn it back over to you. I think we got that cleared up. I hope, Bob, that you follow through on that.
All right, that sounds good. We've got Whiskey 6 Bravo Juliet Radio is on from Oregon, and it hasn't even been sunrise yet. And Victor Kilo 4 Fox Alpha Bravo Quebec is on, and always good to have Australia on with us. And Oscar Zulu 1 India Norway Golf is on, and Kilo 0 Lima Alpha Fox from Missouri is on as well. And let's see, we've got Oscar Zulu 4 Papa Alpha Tango. And if you have any questions for Rick or Michael, now's the time. This is all about Hamvention, and we've got the tall guy is on, and John K3STL. He says, "Hi Tim, Michael, and Rick. Thanks for all of your Hamvention efforts to make it enjoyable for us hams." And that's really what the over 600 volunteers, 700 volunteers, do for Hamvention. And Kilo Charlie 9 Radio Mike Oscar, can't wait. It will be my first time to go to Hamvention. And Kilo Delta 8 Oscar Golf Alpha, and Kilo 6 Delta Charlie Lima is on with us today as well. And Jerry K1 Sugar Oscar, who is a big part of helping with Contest University. He can't wait for Hamvention 2022. And Kilo 7 Tango Radio Delta says Hamvention is on the bucket list. And we've got Fox 4 Juliet Alpha Kilo from France. And Don says, "Hi, Tim and Michael. Don from Michigan. I will be at Hamvention, Kilo Delta 8 Papa Alpha X-Ray." And so that's great as well. And Kilo 2 Echo Juliet, nice to see you all in Orlando. Looking forward to seeing you at Hamvention. November X-Ray 2 Oscar, and Steve, Kilo Oscar 4 Alpha Fox Lima. I would love to make Hamvention, just not sure how. Rolling to Remember being the next weekend, so he's got some things going on. Alpha Lima 7 Alpha, hello from Juneau, Alaska, and anxious to get back to Hamvention and see everybody again. So it really is a reunion. November 3 Echo Victor November, can't wait to attend. Papa Yankee 4 Mike Alpha Bravo from Brazil. And we've got, let's see here, November 2 Oscar Alpha. David, Hamvention is my favorite event of the year. I'm signed up for Contest University. Will be nice to see you there again. And John, the only thing to improve is to have more RV spots at Hamvention. I tried to get a spot back in November, and it was sold out. What do you know about that, Rick?
He's right. There are a number of places that campers still can get in, but not at the fairgrounds. Probably the biggest and closest place is Caesars Creek Campground, a campground that both Michael and I have been to a number of times. It's about 10 miles south of Xenia. You get to the fairgrounds on a road that is much less traveled than some of the other routes that head toward Hamvention. And it's a pretty good place. We don't run the camping at the campgrounds there, but starting a year ago, there were several hundred people still on the waiting list to be able to get in, and we really would dearly love to have more camping spots available on site, and that would be a good thing to have, but at this point there is nothing else. Go ahead, Tim.
No, well, that's great information, Rick. At least there's a solution, and that's really what we want. And our friend John Kilo Fox 6 India is on, and of course he's with Island Amplifiers, and a good friend of DX Engineering. And John says, let's see, it's Y Cars, and then Kilo 8 Delta Victor, who is one of the DX Engineering team. Can't wait for Hamvention. Thanks, Michael and Rick, and all the volunteers for making it a great show. Will be great to see friends that we haven't seen in a long time. And of course, Kate DV was down with us in Orlando. Michael, what was your impression of the Orlando show, and how do you think that transfers to what's going to happen at Hamvention?
I truly loved the Orlando show. I thought that, you know, they keep improving all the time. They had an excellent turnout, and people were pretty excited there. And I think that the way it translates is, if they're successful and all these ham fests are successful and people come back together, it's so good for amateur radio, because that shows more interest, and that helps vendors, that helps the ham fest themselves. And I thought that Hamcation jumped out there, had a very successful event, and made us feel good about what's coming up. And we're looking forward to them. Our Hamcation friends and our Huntsville friends will be up to visit us in Dayton as well. It's a nice camaraderie. We don't consider it a competition. We're all working together to make amateur radio much better. And also, Tim, I want to mention to people who've never been to Contest University that, you know, check it out. If you can get to it, get there, because it is it's truly an amazing event that happens on the Thursday before Hamvention. And Tim you can see the link at hamvention.org or DX Engineering, but very much please consider doing that. It will, if you're not a contester, you should still go, because it adds so much to the depth and dimension what you can do in amateur radio. Back to you, Tim.
And Michael, we're always so very proud to have you as part of the opening ceremony at Contest University. And Rick, you know, one of the things I get asked about all the time is, what about the food vendors at Hamvention? Can you talk about that, Rick?
Sure. One of the things that was true about Hera as a place, God rest its soul, was that the food wasn't all that good. And one of the things that the committee that helped to choose the fairgrounds as the location, and in negotiation with the Greene County Fairgrounds, is we insisted that the food that's going to be available is of a much higher quality. So we have really tasty food of a lot of different kinds, not just hamburgers and hot dogs. We have the area's pork growers association and beef association, the Cattlemen's Association. We have a number of other food establishments that are there in food trucks that we've just had rave reviews of for a long time. And that's actually one of the things that people tell me about almost more than anything else. Go ahead, Tim.
No, that's great news. I mean, you know, the food vendors, you know, kind of drive the bus, so to speak, and it's certainly it's just great. Over the years at the fairgrounds, it's gotten better and better and better, and I'm sure this year will be even better, and that's great. Michael, I want to ask for your closing comments here, and make sure we didn't miss anything.
I'm glad you asked me, because there were a few more things I did want to mention. That Tim, I hope to be on your show within a few more weeks to announce our award winners this year for Hamvention. And if you haven't got them in yet and you're on the fence, get it in right away. All the directions are right on when I say is get it in, your nominations. Now, and all the directions are right there on the hamvention.org. That's one thing. The second thing is, I want to mention that we are going to use the app again this year for all the events that are happening around Hamvention. And you'll be able to, get that app at the website. It's not quite available because the ARRL is updating it right now, but it'll have a tremendous amount of information on there. So and thanks to the ARRL for working with us to get that done. And I think that's going to be a help for everyone. And there'll be some commemorative information in there as well that you'll be able to download to save for the event. So it'll be a little bit different in that way. But just can't wait for the event. There's so many things happening, and we'll save some of the new things for upcoming meetings here. But mainly today, we wanted to let you know, and pardon me for this, but we get so many questions. Are they really having a Hamvention? And I see that on your in your questions there. Anybody know anything about Hamvention? So we wanted to wait until Hamcation was done to give them the respect that they deserve. But are we having a Hamvention? And excuse me for this, but this is the answer. Hell yes. And we're really excited about it, and we're marching forward with it, and everybody's extremely excited. So thanks again, Tim, for having us on the program. And man, we're just going to march forward with this, and we appreciate everybody's support to make this happen. So back to you, Tim.
Yep, Michael, why don't you step through the awards, the Hamvention Awards? Step through.
Okay. There's the Amateur of the Year, and the Amateur of the Year is pretty much that award is, we have a description of it, but on the website, but it's for the ham that's really done so much throughout their whole career, that just not just one singular event, but a body of work that is hard to match and devoted to amateur radio. And Tim, you're a winner of that as well. And the immense amount of work that you've done, and we were proud that you won the year that you did. Another one is the technical achievement. And that goes to the ham that or hams. It could be, if it's a partnership where they have done something that benefits a lot of amateur radio operators in a very positive way and moves the needle a little bit for amateur radio. And the next one is the special achievement. Say if a ham has done something spectacular in a year's time or the last year or two, and we want to recognize that. It may not rise to the level of the whole body of work yet in a person's lifetime, but if they have done something that in your opinion has made a difference to a lot of amateur radio operators. It isn't like having the biggest antenna or the most power. It's about what you have done or they have done to make a difference in the hobby. And then finally we have the Club of the Year. And the Club of the Year, amateur radio clubs, to me, are the heartbeat of everything. The heartbeat. And yeah, you can have singular things happen and little achievements here and there, but boy, the clubs really make it happen. And I have seen some tremendous clubs, and even within our club, Dara, we look at, wow, look at that Club of the Year. I wish we could be as good as them at times. I mean, I'm not saying we aren't good, because we all work hard, but we have pretty much a big focus. But we see the Club of the Year as being one of the most important awards that we give. So I hope that answers your question. Hamvention.org. Back to you, Tim.
Yep, and lots of great information on hamvention.org website. And Club of the Year, Technical Achievement, Special Achievement, and Amateur of the Year. I mean, those are 4 really, really good awards. And I know you have, I was very thankful to be part of that Saturday night event as Ham of the Year a few years ago. And it just is such a wonderful thing that Hamvention does. But Rick, you want to talk about a little bit about prizes and some of the things that everybody can get involved in Hamvention.
Sure. The prizes that have been donated in large part by vendors in past years are being arranged and organized again this year. That's going to be a great thing. There are both hourly awards, and then on Sunday morning, an award show that gets together where everybody is able to be there and see some pretty major awards given away. And it's something that that lots of people like to see. I sit at a booth once in a while, and one of the questions I always have is, where is the prize booth? And very simply, it's down at the end in the old furniture store, which is now air conditioned. That's a new thing that really improves one of our Hamvention buildings, and it is in that building that you can turn in the bottom portion of your ticket to make sure that you're part of the prize drawings. Tim, I also wanted to add my thanks that Michael already gave for everybody at DX Engineering for helping to put on this program today. Want to again thank all the volunteers that are working really hard for Hamvention, and I wanted to point out one thing that's on the hamvention.org website that we haven't had a chance to talk much about. And it's something that would really help the fairgrounds, who's one of our major sponsors, actually. And that is there's the opportunity to be permanently commemorated at the fairgrounds with your call sign or other information that would be useful. They have the program to be able to have that information put on a brick that will be in that central gathering area of the fairgrounds. I personally am doing that and think it would be a great idea to be able to do that. One of the things that happens with the proceeds from that is that helps to improve the fairgrounds, because that money is being used to buy electronic signs that tell more about which buildings are which and what is going to be in those buildings. So those are the comments I would have about prizes and sponsors. All of the vendors that are inside exhibitors and flea marketers are much appreciated in all of the work and money that they put into Hamvention, and it's our privilege to be able to support this all so that this year we can have the best reunion that you can imagine. I've just doing this face to face instead of on Zoom is just going to be tremendous. Back to you, Tim.
And Rick, I think you really said it best, and it's going to be a great reunion and a very good slogan for this year. And we're going to hear more about these bricks and more about the deep dive into Hamvention here every couple of weeks. We're going to give it an update. It's coming. And it's going to be just fabulous. And we want to thank all the viewers today for watching. And those of you who will watch on YouTube as a replay, just get excited. Go to hamvention.org and see what's going on, because it's going to be a fabulous reunion. Thanks, Michael. Thanks, Rick. And 73 to all. And we'll see you at Hamvention 2022, and we'll be back on Thursday for the Manufacturers Showcase. 73 from DX Engineering.
73.